subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Hi everyone, my name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Inkpothub Media once again. Today I'm going to be speaking with Professor Nilanjan Banik, who is working as a professor in the School of Management at Mahindra University in Hyderabad. This school is doing extremely amazing and I'm extremely excited to learn about the PhD program. And before moving further, let me welcome Professor Banik. Hello, Professor
Thank
Banik.
you.
Thank you so much
Hi,
for
hi.
accepting our request.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah.
Sir, I was going through your profile and I really found it very interesting. I learned that you are currently working as a professor of economics at the School of Management, and you're
Right.
also associated with the academic consultant as an academic consultant with Geneva Network UK and Hankun University of Foreign Studies, South Korea. You have earned your PhD in economics from Utah State University, USA, and you have done your Masters of Economics from Delhi School of Economics, India. You have come a long way, sir. How has been your research experience so far?
So research experience is something that you discover, I'd say, every day,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Uh-huh.
So let's say when I was at an undergrad level, I did not know anything about research.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you go to masters, when we went to Delhi University, and there, in fact, the way things were taught, it was like they put so much of information for us to appreciate each particular topic in economics was a little bit different or difficult also, because most of the time we were actually cursing our professor because it was going above our head. But that's the Delhi School of Economics. Thereafter, actually, I started enjoying and learning about research when I went to the graduate school at Utah State University, where eventually I got my PhD from.
Mm-hmm.
So research is something that you should be passionate about, something you should explore, something you should learn.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something, it's a continuous process. It's not going to happen in a single day.
Absolutely.
And the reason I'm using the word passionate, because otherwise you will not enjoy doing what you are doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what's your specific area of research in economics?
So I work in the area of development economics
Uh-huh.
and international trade.
Uh-huh.
Basically, in economics, as you know, we examine various hypotheses.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I use my knowledge in econometrics and try to look into various topical issues,
Okay.
how much it makes sense in a more scientific manner.
Okay, so you have published quite a lot of A category publications as per ABDC. Hearty congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Currently, you are handling the PhD program in management, which is
Right.
very new, and I am very excited to learn about the program.
Hmm.
I would like to know from you some, how you as a chairperson of the PhD program would define this program in say 3 words.
So I would say rigorous,
Uh-huh.
adaptive,
Uh-huh.
and scientific. And let me explain. Rigorous is because we have put in place a curriculum which is, I would say, one of the best in India.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first year, we are offering close to 6 different subjects spreading across various area,
Mm-hmm.
which we are calling core subject areas. So this can be from economics, finance, marketing, information and technology, or decision science. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the core curriculum of what we say.
Okay.
Because our understanding is, without knowing about the core subject, it will be difficult for any PhD student to appreciate
Mm-hmm.
when he go for, or when he or she go for some specialization.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the basic understanding of putting in place this core curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
which in a way also suggests to me that we are offering a program which is cross-sectional,
Mm-hmm.
because something, when I went to the US for the first time, at that point of time, very few universities in India, they
Mm-hmm.
were offering a program which cut across various disciplines.
Okay.
So when I went to the US for the first time, I have had chance to sit on courses which are offered by, let's say, Department of Mathematics or Department of Sociology. In India, that type of thing at that point of time was quite unheard about, because me as an economist, I may have some inclination to know how the society is working, you know, and therefore, if I am allowed to take few courses which cut across my discipline and as my interest, that actually helped me to evolve as a better researcher.
Which
so
year
with
it
that,
was, Professor Banik? Which year it was?
I completed my PhD in 2005 fall.
Okay,
So
long back.
Long back. But that idea is basically what when we as a faculty met and discussed in a group. By the way, we have amazing sets of faculty over at Mahindra.
I
and
will
each
ask
one,
about the faculty
yes,
members eventually, because you were talking about your US experience and how that experience shaped Mahindra University
yes,
School of Management PhD program. Please talk about it before
yeah.
we
So
move to
basically,
faculty profiles.
yeah. So like you may have seen that our dean is a well-known guy in the area of entrepreneurship. We also have one very good professor in the area of marketing, you know. So all three of us are trained in the US. So what we thought, and along with some of the newer research focused faculty, you know, and all of them agreed, you know, it's a decision it's a more in a more democratic way that we take all the time at the School of Management. And what we found from the perspective of a researcher, one should be allowed or given freedom to choose subject areas which cut across discipline. So something that we learned during our graduate or PhD days, that's something we are trying to apply when we designed our curriculum. So you will see in the first year that core courses that I spoke about, it cut across the discipline. Let's say I am an economist, or I'm trying to do my PhD in economics, but I have some inclination in finance. So you may allowed to take courses from finance, you may allowed to take courses from marketing, you may be allowed to take courses from HR strategy. And none of this work in silos, you know. In real world, you will find everything is impacting everything other activities, you know. So in that way, the core curriculum that we have designed, I think as a coordinator, PhD coordinator, I'm very happy about it, and I think it is unique in a way that the students are getting chance to learn and explore and experiment across his own domain, you know.
Okay, so this was about the program itself, and my next question to you is about the individual level growth initiatives from the institute's side for the scholars.
Yeah, so we are very serious about research, you know. So and when again, something that we learned as a graduate student when we went there during the first year, we were given more chance to focus on our study, you know, because at that point of time, we had to write comprehensive exam after the first year. And therefore, we were just doing studying, you know. But after the second year, once we qualified as a PhD or the graduate student to do our PhD, the idea is that not only because we are the future teacher, future researcher, future, maybe if you're going to even for the corporate, you know, you need to know how to handle your students, you need to know how to handle your clients, depending upon what type of profession you are choosing. And therefore, it is very important that you are good in your teaching, you are good in your soft skill, you are good in trying to tell about or discuss about your ideas, you know. So with that in mind, what we are also doing over at Mahindra, rather than, we are actually spacing it out. So rather than asking the student to write the comprehensive exam at the end of the first year, which we thought may be a little bit of too much studying for the students. So we are actually spacing it out and we are asking them to write comprehensive exam at the end of second year, okay? And in the meantime, we are also allowing the student to work as research and teaching assistant. So that will give them, it's more like their field study kind of thing. So if a student is helping me out in my teaching, let's say in some particular class, I ask him or her to explain a certain topic, so that particular student also get an idea that how to actually handle a class in the future, okay? Or for that matter, if I'm working on a project and I'm asking him or her to collect some data, that particular student is also getting acclimatized to the fact that how to go about doing his or her own research in an independent way. So this kind of activities we are actually going to put into practice. And apart from that, we have we are also actually giving incentive for the student to publish. So for faculty, as you know that Mahindra University is quite generous. If you're publishing in A or B category journal, you actually get remunerated beyond your salary, So that type of thing, we are also planning to do it for our students. And Mahindra University, if you're here as a PhD student, your food and lodging is taken care of. In addition to that, you will be getting a monthly stipend of 20,000 rupees, which to me is quite good. So these are the incentive structure that we are trying to put into place in order to attract good students.
So just a small clarification, is it 25,000 or 20,000?
No, the reason I said 20,000 because 5,000 the student are required to pay as their fee, PhD fee.
Okay.
So net you get in hand 20,000.
Okay.
Although technically it is 25,000, but in any place you go, the PhD program, you will have to pay a fee for the PhD program, which is 5,000 per month. And
for
therefore,
the university.
Yeah, for every university, even if you go to IIT, even when we did our masters, we used to pay a fee as a student fee, right? So for so the same way here, we are charging 5,000 rupees as a fee for doing PhD. So in net, you get in hand 20,000 rupees, and that is excluding your food and lodging, which again comes free of cost. So if you take the total package, we have kind of calculated, it comes to around 50,000 rupees per month.
Absolutely.
Which is not bad. Yeah.
Absolutely. I understand that part. Okay. So I could sense that the overall program is extremely well designed and it is interdisciplinary. So my next question to is around which specialization or areas are idiosyncratic to Mahindra University School of Management? What do you think?
Yeah, so right now we are offering PhD in economics, finance, then you have information science and technology, marketing, decision science. Now, in terms of idiosyncrasy, the word that you use, as I said, that it is cross-discipline, so each one of for instance, if you're doing your PhD in management, okay, you can take courses from, let's say, strategy, you can take courses from operation research, HR, economics, finance. So that is something which we are bringing to the table. In addition to that, we are also making the student quite good in a programming language, for instance, R, machine learning, or even in game theory, decision trees, all these things, So the curriculum is so well equipped and well designed that the student, even if he or she wants, after getting their PhD, will also be a sought after candidate in the corporate sector. Because these days, data analytics is coming in a big way. So the way we are going to train our PhD student, that particular person is not only tailor-made to work for potential better known universities, but also good corporates.
I was about to ask you, because there are so many lucrative options nowadays in data sciences that if a PhD student once graduate can join these organizations. So you have already answered that question. So, and you have also answered about like things. How are you making your candidates, your PhD candidates, corporate ready. So you have
Yes.
answered those questions. Very
Yeah.
interesting. So
So
my next question.
interestingly, you know
Yeah.
that ultimately, I also do lots of consulting. You know,
Uh-huh,
I've been
uh-huh.
doing consulting for Asian Development Bank, WTO, UNESCAP. I'm also in the roster of UNESCAP South Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I can handle all this project for the multilateral agency is because I have got access to some unique database. I have got some unique skill, which make me also equally competitive in the let's say consulting domain. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that is something also we are trying to do for our student at Mahindra. So not necessarily that he or she will only be meant to do future teaching or research, but if the candidate want, they can also explore these other more promising alternatives.
Okay. Okay. So my next question, very interesting question, which I'm going to pose to you. What about foreign exchange opportunities?
A foreign exchange opportunity, as of now, we have not entered into a any collaboration because PhD is a standalone program. You know, foreign exchange collaboration happens at the graduate or at the undergraduate level.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is typically we as a professor, when we apply for some research grant, we actually apply with some partners in some foreign universities. For instance, right now we are working on a project proposal where I have two partners. One is teaching at University of Durham. The other is in University of St. Gallen. And let's say, God willing, we get this project. I will be requiring someone to work on that data. And within that project proposal, we have already taken into account that this particular person will have to visit this other two universities in St. Gallen in Switzerland and Durham in United Kingdom. So in that way, the student anyway get exposed to the doing research in a multi culture, multi subject area working environment. You know, so it totally depends upon the project that you are working with or your professor is working with.
Okay, great. I'm excited to learn more about this project which you are onto. Tell me, in your opinion and in your perspectives, who is an ideal School of Management, Mahindra University PhD student?
As a PhD student, you should be very passionate about the subject you are learning. You know? For instance, as I said, and this same thing can change for a person over a period of time. For instance, when I was a master student, I did not enjoy learning economics that much because the way we were taught, the way it was more like a rat race. You know, you just try to pass from, because the course, the curriculum was very rigorous and very challenging and very what I'd say within a given point of time, you know, so it did not give you a chance to explore, chance to know. But as a PhD student, I really started enjoying it because there I got the space. So like me, I'm guessing what I was there, let's say 20 years back, a new fresh graduate with lots of, because at that point of time I had lots of passion to learn more about the subject. I was actually had in my mind what particular topic I will be working on. So so an ideal PhD student should be at least knowing that whether, for instance, if he's trying to do it in economics, he or she should know whether he or she is going to work on development economics vis-a-vis, let's say, game theory vis-a-vis microeconomics, you know. So at least that knowledge should be there. And then what happens is you should be willing to know the particular subject area. For instance, if I'm working on development economics, what aspect of development economics I'd like to work on. So that type of idea should actually help both the student as the professor, as well as the professor, to groom him or her, you know, because it actually gives us a signal that the student is passionate and he or she has done their homework before applying.
Absolutely. And so what is your advice to the prospective PhD student? How should they prepare for getting
So,
into the School
yeah,
of
so
Management?
at this point of time, we are expecting that if a candidate with a master's degree is applying, he or she should qualify either GRE or NET or GMAT.
Mhm.
But even then, you may see that there are some students with an MPhil degree who are very good.
Mhm.
So anyone with that type of degree can apply. And we try to understand the basic, because if your basic knowledge is clear, you can always build on that. So for instance, if I'm talking about microeconomics, the basic of microeconomics starts with consumer behavior.
Mhm.
So if that particular person is wanting to do his or her PhD in microeconomics, at least the expectation is the basic knowledge of microeconomics, which he or she has learned in at the undergrad level, is clear.
Okay.
And then, of course, we are there to handhold and build it up from there.
Mhm.
So that would be my suggestion.
That is really great, and I'm so happy to learn from you about the PhD program at the School of Management, Mahindra University. All the best, Professor Banik. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to Inkpothub Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India.